But in this game, they were playing quick. They were moving the ball around. They had so many points off of the fast break, and they actually broke a league record. Indiana Fever beat the Dallas Wings 102-83. This was a highly anticipated game because it was going to be the first time that Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers would be going up against one another in the WNBA. They scored 64 points in the first half and then obviously ended the game with over 100 points. And you just saw the ball moving. You saw everybody running the floor. Like, I feel like at some point in time during the game, every player had a fast break bucket.
ESPN just crowned Caitlin Clark the best WNBA player under 25. But here's the question. What happens when the crown isn't just about numbers, but about future legacy? And if Clark is the chosen one right now, where does that leave Paige Bueckers, the player who once had the spotlight before injuries changed everything? Stay with me, because we're breaking down how Paige could flip this whole storyline, not with interviews or tweets, but by stepping back on the court and dismantling Clark's hype using her signature, quiet, surgical game style. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Everybody thought Paige would throw shade online, right? A cryptic Instagram story, maybe a quick like on a spicy tweet, something to let the world know how she felt about Caitlin Clark being crowned. But nothing came. No tweets, no posts, not even a subtle reaction. That silence confused people at first, but it wasn't about avoiding the spotlight. It was her answer.
There has been ups, there has been downs, there has been times that we have been so confused on what is actually going on with this team. Caitlin Clark was taking the ball up the court. She was the one who was creating a lot of these fast break buckets. And Caitlin Clark ended the game with 14 points, 13 assists, and 5 steals. She also had a big block, and that was also like a good momentum shift for the Indiana Fever.
Paige decided not to talk her way into the conversation, because she's always believed her play says more than any post could. Now think about the way ESPN crowned Clark. It wasn't just another article or a casual ranking. It was a message about what direction the league is heading, about who's going to represent the next big wave of WNBA stars. When Clark got that crown, it wasn't just recognition of her rookie run. It was almost like a stamp, a declaration that she's the future everyone should be watching. That's huge because these labels carry weight. Sponsors, headlines, TV deals, all of it gets shaped around who the media chooses to build up. And here's where the tension rises. Before Caitlin lit up highlight reels, Paige was the one everybody thought would be the face. She had that same electricity back at UCTN, where her freshman year looked like the start of something unstoppable. People compared her to pros, she picked up awards, she had that spotlight ready for her. But her body didn't cooperate. Injuries kept piling up, and when you miss that much time, the hype train drives by you. Clark came in during that silence, and with her fearless plays and deep shooting range, she ate up all the attention that could have been split in two. But style-wise, these two couldn't be more different.
This was one of their best games as far as playing Fever basketball, which is a fast-paced style of basketball. They played Fever basketball for, I would say, about 75 to 80% of the game. And we have obviously seen this style of basketball, the style of basketball that we all know and love from the Indiana Fever, but we have only really seen it in short spurts. Caitlin Clark's first bucket of the night was a long three-pointer, and she was excited for that. A lot of fans were excited for that because it still seems like she's not shooting at the highest clip.
Clark plays loud. Every three-pointer from deep draws gasps and cheers, and she feeds off that noise. She carries herself like the game's already hers, and that confidence pulls the focus onto her every move. Paige? She doesn't need fireworks. Her game looks calmer, calculated. She'll pick a defense apart without putting on a show, making fans realize what happened only after they see the scoreboard at the end. If Clark is about chaos that energizes, Paige thrives on control that frustrates. Picture this: Indiana's arena packed to the skin. Fans rocking Clark jerseys are buzzing before the game even tips off. You see Clark warming up, firing threes with her usual swagger, the crowd reacting to every shot. She's that magnet pulling all eyes onto her. The energy feels like the whole night is hers before it even starts. Now here's the twist. Paige walks in. No big entrance, no flashy warm-up routine, no sub-tweet dangling in the background. She doesn't tweet, she doesn't grin for cameras. She stretches, puts her headphones in, stays on her own rhythm. It's almost like she's ignoring the stage everyone set for Clark. But that's because Paige isn't planning to steal it with drama.
It is also only Caitlin Clark's third game back from injury, and this season for the Indiana Fever has been a roller coaster ride. There have been so many games and so many times throughout this season where it feels like the Fever system is a slow down basketball type of system. Their offense wasn't running smoothly. We saw Natasha Howard running the floor, and that was something that the Indiana Fever was excited about when they brought her into the mix. They call her the Flash for a reason because she is quick and she is speedy and she can get down the length of the court.
She has something else planned. As the game unfolds, that quiet fire starts to show. Clark wants to push pace, run fast, and make defenses scramble. Paige doesn't let that happen. She slows it down, forcing possessions to move at her tempo. You watch her thread a pass through two defenders for a layup. Precision you don't even see coming. The Fever want to feed off speed, and Paige calmly takes it away from them. Clark keeps looking for those quick strikes, but with Paige in charge, every possession feels heavier, more physical, less free. And here's the payoff. Paige never claps back with a quote. She claps back by exposing the limits in Clark's game. She doesn't stuff a box score with daring long-range shots, but she takes command in a way that reveals her own value. One performance like that isn't just a win, it plants doubt in the crowd. Is Clark really untouchable? Or did ESPN stamp the future too early? That's the kind of question Paige forces you to ask when you see her carve up a game while barely saying a word. So the message becomes clear. The way to answer a crown isn't by fighting for headlines, it's by reshaping the story on court. What Paige shows isn't just about her rising again, it's about adjusting the balance in a league that might be stronger with two stars instead of one. And that balance, once restored, could change how everyone sees the WNBA's next chapter. Paige's silence isn't about holding back, it's a long-term strategy. While Clark thrives on the constant spotlight and big moments, Paige takes another route. She lets the noise stay around her opponent while she works on consistency, rhythm, and longevity. That's not weakness, it's control. Now the real question, should the WNBA push one superstar as the face? Or is it stronger when rivalries push each other higher? Clark brings fire, Paige brings patience, and together they build tension fans can't ignore. Paige isn't chasing her old spotlight back. She's creating a new era with two clear titans battling for it.